is this the worst draft ever done in a high-level series in LoL Esports? That's what we're trying to figure out, and it's pretty damn close to being the worst. So let's kind of just dive into what they got going on individually for their comp versus just comparing to their matchups. So you have Nefiri Morgana as a mid jungle. This is bad, of course. I mean, the reason it's bad is because one, Morgana does not have high burst, and you're a burst combo. So like if you're playing Syndra, this would look way better. Of course, like Syndra can land her stun, and then she has her R and her W, so she has a lot of damage. Morgana, she has to hit her Q, first of all. Which, like, if you don't hit the Q, you have nothing. So you're gonna what? Flash R? And like this is your burst, but obviously you have to, the R has to like go through all the way. It's a 2-part. So yeah, like their mid jungle, not great. Next up, who is your main engage? This guy. Your main engage comes from Rammus. Well, what can Rammus do? He can press his Q, go really fast, jump in, and taunt someone. That's basically what he can do. Okay. And what's our follow-up? Do we have like a high burst ADC? Nope. We have Jhin. Can he burst? Nope. He cannot. He can get priority. That's basically it. He can get priority. He can get push. Okay, so we get push. We have Morgana, who in theory can get push versus Annie, but like that's all she really does. She doesn't really add much else to it. So you have double pushing lanes, possibly in mid bot, to invade a Sylas, which you could beat, but your champions are not exactly that great fighting in the jungle. Like you're not like an overwhelming force, so like it's kind of like the invade style is kind of weak as well. This is like your grail. Like this is like we're praying that this will work out because Jack's into him, her, even Leona in a degree. Like outside of Annie, these are all pretty like reasonable picks for Jax to perform into. Of course, like it's a skill matchup against GP, depending on how good the GP is, but generally, and of course, like the GP can like start, how would you say it, knocking down like Jax's HP if he's not allowed to trade due to like losing lane states or whatever the case is, but he can perform versus these 4 picks, and if he gets off, well, then it's winnable. So like at this point, like, you're pretty much just saying we have to have top and pray to do this, even though we picked pushing bot lane, I guess, or like a lane that's trying to push with a mid who wants to kind of push, but we're not really going to use that. So that's their draft. Let's see how bad this is. I'm not gonna make any stops. I'm just gonna go all the way through at 2.5 times, 2 to 2.5 times, and go from there. So Annie gets a ward on the ramp. They don't have a counter ward, so they don't know where Sylas is starting. This guy's defending the area because the Jax wanted to get a ward, but he couldn't. So the Rammus just walks into Leona. Interesting. They know that Nefiri is going to pad bot once he shows on this ward. And so Nefiri is padding for his pushing lane, which again, like, okay, I guess you have the pushing lane. Maybe you could play for drags. Like, that's their best way of going about it. Interesting that they're doing a oh. I don't know if that's actually really that good for T1, though, because yes, in theory, like, they do clip out some of the power of the bot lane by them not having flashes, so now they're prone to, obviously, repeat play, but at the same time, like, oh my god. I mean, like, it is semi-working, I guess. Like, they are, like, actually getting reasonable trades, and they're denying even the wave, which is nice. Obviously, Sylas had to take a hit in terms of just, like, his pathing. See, they just don't have the damage, and I told you, like, in terms of, like, their strength of just, like, invading and doing stuff, it's not very good. They end up swapping with their Crash bot. He's going to TP bot, so the Jax is going to eat good. Yeah, the Jax is going to eat good. So now they have a little control. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's not doing shit. But now, we'll see if they're going to be able to play for the drag. The Silas is gonna land on top side too. He went too far. He inted himself. Ouch. I mean, okay, as funny as it is, like, yes, draft-wise, it's not good. Right? Like, draft-wise, it's not good. But at the same time, they were getting priority, and they were actually getting some control with the pick. But that's, like, the best you could do. Like, you have to pray you get, like, good stuff happening in this game. Again, he overextended, and this guy's just camping him. Because, again, like, Rammus says no, like, if Rammus gets caught out, like, what's he gonna do? That sucks. And so it also sucks is that the Silas was able to do the 3-camp bot, and the Fury was unable, they were unable, again, because of their picks in a way, were unable to punish in the bot jungle. And since you failed to punish there, the Silas gets away scot-free for doing the bot play. And he even picks up 2 kills on your Rammus. And Silas being ahead is just like a disaster. Because if your Neferi cannot fight this guy, I don't know what you're going to do in this game. Like, honestly, like, that's just such a core piece to be, like, have, like, because your Rammus is weak. So your Neferi needs to be, at least be strong to make up for some of that. But she's not. Yeah, it's pretty doomed. It's really funny, because every time they try to step up and do something, they always, like, just have to kind of just dip. Because, like, again, like, if, for instance, if he goes on Jhin there, what is the Rammus doing? And since, like, in the end, you know, he lost his flash, they lost control, guess what he does? Like, they have a ward on the dragon, by the way, so they knew the Fury was doing the drag. And so he just goes top again. And so pretty much he's just camping the horrible lane that these guys drafted. That's basically it. So now they're in mid to kind of make up for that. Like, okay, we're mid. You know, we could just push the wave here. Obviously, we probably are very less likely to just die. But if you notice, like, Rammus continuously, every time he queues that deep in to try to find someone, yeah, he's kind of just dead. The Morgana is, like, trying to just auto-push, which is, like, kind of working, right? Like, the only reason why Annie even got a little bit of priority there was just because she just R'd, which is very typical. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. And the Jax, keep in mind, the Jax has gone literally nothing, by the way. Like, outside of that one move that they did when he got, like, a plate, they've done nothing around him. So, like, Beryl is making moves in a 2v2 without Neferi, and then your Jax is not getting help either, and you're not doing anything around the Morgana. So in the end of the day, like, what are we doing? Are we just, like, playing a slow control style with Neferi doing camps? Because that's not gonna work. Oh my god, this game's actually such a nightmare. This game's such a nightmare. I'm really trying to think, how do they get out of this? And at this point, like, they should feel pretty dire. I mean, like, literally, the Leona makes a play bot, bases, goes top, gets another kill. Like, this is definitely just a stinker. You know, like, the Rammus barely enters the zone. Very hard for him to contest vision. And just loses his art. Like, okay, he's pushed out. Notice they're trying to trap top. Of course, the Rammus can't be involved in this play because he's pretty late. Process of ward, so that kind of gives, like, a big tell. He's just dead again. Can't do anything. They do actually pick up the Annie, so, like, them sitting there the whole time and Beryl, like, kind of being on his own, they thought he was just semi-inting. Wow, that kills him. Huh. Interesting. That was a good, I mean, it was a good pick. It was definitely a good pick. Especially, again, because, you know, I talked about how the Morgana Q, it's like a hard spell to hit. And, like, they need that to pretty much have a confirmation kill, right? So doing it through Fog of War, okay, that kind of works. This one, that was not a bad look. Like, Obviously, they would probably just get his flash at best. Notice again, because the Silas is so strong, it's literally impossible to win. And the Jax is not in a position to where he can actually just, like, 1v5. So if he can't 1v5, what do you do? And again, because their engage is also so bad, it's, like, basically impossible for them to posture into an objective fight without, like, having a real chance, despite being, like, down gold. Like, if they're down 3, 4k, but they had a team fighting comp, they have a shot. They don't have a team fighting comp. They have a pick comp, basically. A pick comp with, like, some bad pieces to it. Remember what I said? Like, oh man, he actually killed him, though. Very impressive. Like, they need those kinds of plays to actually work. So I am amazed that, like, Morgana no flash and she was able to get a confirmed kill. They go too far, don't they? Of course. So DK has been able to get 2 plays off. You know, the one play on Annie, and then this play on... What the hell was this? Was it Annie again? But those kinds of plays, like, yeah, like, you do them mostly because, like, you're not gonna overtake the map after doing it, right? Like, he gets in, nice Q, very, very nice Q. I mean, like, yeah, you have to hit your shit to make this shit work, but I think the fact that if they just backed off and they got the pick, they got the turret, and they could do this maybe 1 or 2 more times, they can slowly get back into the game to at least have a chance, right? There's still always a chance of when you get a pick off, or something, like, you can get back in, right? But of course, if you get the pick, so you get slight momentum, slight rebalance towards, like, control of the map, and then you die, then it just resets everything back to where it was again. So T1 now gets to play from the state that they were before, which is total control. That's kind of interesting. He like walked in, he just pressed barrier. I like that. He has Zhonya's. Shit. It's gonna make the picks really difficult, isn't it? But honestly, to be honest, he's not really the guy you should be targeting anyways. I know he has a shutdown. I know there's a chance, like, maybe you can get a kill off him. But generally, they just need to keep focusing on whoever doesn't have flash. And praying that if he does have flash, you're able to confirm. Like, see this? That was great. And so, like, they don't have the power to just do Baron, right? So you get some momentum back with that play. You clear some vision. And now you just have to repeat it. This guy has no flash, so that's going to be your main target. You're going to target him again. You have to target him again. So, how do we do that? Because for T1 right now, you know, if they pressure the Baron, those side plays kind of just go away. Like, you can't really commit that many resources, and then they just get Baron. And of course, trying to sit on defense on top side isn't ideal, and I also like that they did put Annie bot. Yeah, she's the one who has TP, but I like the fact that she's bot because she had flash. And in theory, Faker should not die, right? I mean, like, again, them getting another pick bot is huge, but Faker in theory should not die because he has flash. He should be able to get out. And so T1 is not progressing the Baron during this entire phase, which is bad by T1, by the way. Like, there's no point on Faker doing this. Faker should always be shifting after getting a deep push, and they should just start the Baron. Literally, that's it. They should just start the Baron and then turn, and they win. It's that easy. It's actually that easy by T1. I'm actually amazed with T1 having this lead, that they're playing this situation so slow. Especially after they notice that, like, clearly DK's only going through side to try to get a pick. It is what it is. It is what it is. I don't know what to say about that fight. I mean, like, they got an initial pick, but they did have to use a lot to even get that first one. Because it's a full 5v5, right? So look. So they go on to Lucid. They go on to Leona, who soaks a bunch of their CDs. And then at this point, it's like, we have to kind of reset ourselves. But the enemy has, like, so much gold. They do so much damage that, yeah, if you eat just like one combo, you're kind of screwed. And of course, if you're behind, you don't build defensive, you build more offensive. If you're ahead, you build more defensive because it's just, again, you just have more gold to play around with, right? More stats, more levels. And it's just a bad situation overall. So if they chipped out Leona and they didn't full commit, it would have been actually, like, okay. It looks so funny, man. Interesting enough, they played that. I might have to slow that down. I said I wasn't going to slow anything down, but, like... So he taunts this guy. This guy gets hit by Q. They all in this guy. And then they overcommit to a Zonya Siwu, who is able to bait them all out. And Jinnis is free hitting the entire time. I mean, that's pretty damn impressive, I'm not gonna lie. Like, pulling that out of your ass? Oh, don't, guys, don't do this. Just give it. Woohoo! Woohoo! I mean, okay, the game's over, so I definitely will slow down for this fight. So let's slow it down, because I'm actually genuinely curious. Was this fight winnable? Well, that sucks. Nice. Ah, man, if he hit the more Q on Leona, like, it's actually not that bad. So the first problem I have with this is I think Siwu needs to be on a flank. I think... Yeah, I think he has to do that. I think it's important for Morgana to be with Aiming, and with the rest of the crew, so she has Black Shield, but I think Siwu needs to be with everyone else. Or not with everyone else. Siwu needs to be, like, pushing up this way, and that way he can pressure them here. And once he pressures them here, obviously they're going to want to go forward, right? If they go forward, that's actually really good for them, because Morgana W, Morgana Q, this guy has his W to get out, she has Black Shield, he has Cleanse, I guess he has his R. I guess. But he has no flash, she has no flash, he has no flash, he has no flash. Like, all flashes are down. So generally, like, they could, like, navigate this the right way. But Siwu standing in front is pretty bad for them. Like, standing in front of the GP doesn't really work well. So they get pushed off, and so this basically confirms the drag. So the drag's dead. Okay, so the drag's dead. We screwed up, right? Now they want to commit, because they see Guma is overextended, right? Like, he has no sums, he's right here, it's like, oh shit, go on Guma. And Siwu's in, like, in the way to actually, like, punish. But Showmaker, if you look at Showmaker, Showmaker is getting... There's, like, two issues I have with this right now. One is that he Black Shields too early. If he could bait the Leona R with Black Shield, that'd be phenomenal. So he Black Shields too early. The reason why this is important is because they're all running away from the GP ulti. And so the only, like, Siwu is ready to actually be there to punish, but Showmaker cannot make it. Like, he already tossed his Q. Maybe you could say him throwing his Q was bad, and he should have held his Q still. Which, yeah, I mean, I guess that's true. He should hold his Q. But he's not going to make it with his R because he doesn't have flash. And is the GP slow? Like, this whole area is just a slow, right? This whole area. So the only one who can move is him and him. Because he's, like, close enough, right? So he can go, and he can go. But she can't go. So, like, yeah, he definitely needed his Q up, I guess, in the end, if that was how it was going to play out. Of course, like I said, if you could get the Leo R, that'd be phenomenal. But when he goes in, and he goes in, he gets exhausted, so now he's actually... There's only one person in this play right now. One person's in this play. And if you look at where Nefiri is... I mean, Nefiri's like... This looks awful. Nefiri, if Nefiri goes in, she's dead. Like, every time she's dead. So, like, Nefiri doesn't even want to go into this. This is just a bad read. I think that's all it is. This is a bad read. And they had to just stall a little bit longer while retreating. And it is what it is, you know? Because I think once she, like I said, she can't commit. Nefiri can't commit. Morgana can't commit. This guy's exhausted. It looks awful. And like they get close to like killing, but that's gonna kill one person, by the way. And that's Guma. It was actually they actually could have done something in this game. Wow. Okay. Let's go over the easy stuff. So who's the MVP? It is Owner, probably. Owner and Kyria. These guys were really, really good for this game. Of course, worst player of the game. Honestly, you know what? I was gonna say Beryl, but I actually think it might be Lucid. Don't get me wrong, like Beryl did some dumb shit too. I mean, it's both of them, I guess, in the way. And of course, it's like, as you can tell, it's jungle support. The MVPs are the jungle support, and the worst players of the game are the jungle support. But Lucid did some pretty bad stuff. Beryl did some pretty bad stuff. That's not really gonna help you win a game. I mean, Showmaker did what he could with his whatever pick. Was this the worst draft ever? Like, funny enough, in some of these fights, despite it just being a damn Ramesar, like, it was possible for them to win some situations. As funny as it is, it was actually possible for them to win some situations. So I think it's like the worst draft ever. It might not be, but it's a very bad draft still. Because also, as you could tell, like they had to get a very precise engaged, like for this to even be remotely good. And if it wasn't, they just lost. Like that was just it. And also, as you could tell, yeah, the Jax, if he was a big thing, super important. To be honest, this guy did a really good job. Even though I hate aiming as a person, I think he was doing a lot. Like he was killing it in many fights. And I think they just had to play a little bit more patient for after they gained their side place. And I think for T1, I think they played this kind of bad. Like, I think the early game was great. Obviously, they got their initial lead, but I think their mid-late was pretty slow for like the massive lead they had and how awful their comp is. So, sucks for DK. Great for T1, but yeah, if this is what I was leaving on the line, would not do that.